The reason why Melody is recording this is because, as we all know, Sophia isn't here, and she kind of really wanted to see mine for some reason. I don't think it's going to be that good. So, this presentation is kind of dedicated to her, and so like how she couldn't be here, and how like she had to be the first one to go without anybody else going, and kind of like what I'm doing, except I'm kind of going on with what she said. Okay, so I'm going to share a few things.
Yes, great.
This is a Bible, I can't tell. Just saying. Just setting up. Where is it? Okay. No problem. Okay, so 3 things I'm gonna kind of say to lay down the whole presentation. Number 1 is the concept of false information, which is, as if everybody went to HRC, which I hope everybody did, and it was an amazing experience, our guest speaker Keith Hawkins brought up the concept of false information, which is basically giving out information that isn't true and is detrimental to people's psyche, to their health, and whatnot. And so, the second thing I'm gonna lay down is, here's my wallet again. If you remember when our psychologist guest speaker came in, she said, just looking at my wallet, she said that I have an atypical male personality, which means I wasn't kind of molded into this male archetype that is common in our society, and it's a good thing that I haven't been painted over or like molded into that form. And so that's the second thing. And the third thing is I'm gay. So some of you knew, some of you didn't. To those of you that didn't, I'm gay. To those of you that knew, hey look, I'm still gay. And so I kind of molded our presentation of the 4 steps into 6 steps, and that's the first step is identity confusion, identity denial, identity tolerance, identity acceptance, identity pride, and identity synthesis. Now, these are the 6 stages of coming out. And if those of you who don't know what coming out means, it means coming out as gay to yourself, to family members, to friends. And so the way that I was able to fit it is that identity confusion is kind of like leaving home. Identity denial has to do with all of the dragons that I have had to face. Identity tolerance and identity acceptance, they kind of had to work together, but they're basically a product of my wounds I've gotten from those dragons. Identity pride, it's weird, is wisdom. And identity synthesis is kind of understanding of that wisdom, if I can say it like that. So, understanding wisdom. So, identity confusion, or my leaving home, was basically how, when I was a little kid, I wasn't really the kind of kid that like was every other guy. I wasn't really like, I didn't really hang out with a lot of guys. I had more like girlfriends than guy friends. And I don't know, I was kind of out there, and I talked a lot, and I really had no concept of like keeping quiet, inside voice, or just kind of not being, so I guess you could say flamboyant. So I was a pretty big homo child, if you think about it. And so, when I was younger, I had this really good guy friend that, I don't know, it was kind of the development of what I had feelings for, but I never felt those feelings in my life. And so, I felt attracted towards my friend, and it was kind of really confusing for me. So, identity confusion is basically that, who am I? who exactly am I? Am I this? Am I that? What do I fit in? What I don't fit in? And so kind of seeing that I was developing feelings for this guy friend is kind of what led me to leaving home. Sadly to say, we're not really friends anymore. I haven't seen him in a long time. And so identity denial is seeing that acceptance and then denying it with all my heart that I wasn't gay. I couldn't be gay. I was straight. I had to be like the rest of society. I had to be normal. And so those dragons, what feeds those dragons is false information. The false information that they give, that they have in their minds, and then they give it to you. So it was because it was like when I was going through middle school, I'd never told anybody because I was still in denial. I was straight, but apparently the way I acted still exuded that gay persona, you could say. So when I was in middle school, I got called faggot. I got called queer, homo child, gay guy, etc. You can make up more names in your imagination, but anyways, they basically made fun of me, and I felt really bad about myself. I felt like I can't be this. I gotta be straight. I have to be straight. I can't be gay. It's impossible. So I was brought up Catholic, and so like the thing my mom always told me was like, oh, you should go pray about your problem. So I'd spend my night praying that I wish I was straight. That kind of seems wrong, but in my own mind, I was like, God has to be the only way. God only likes straight people. And so I remember I went once to my mom's Bible, this exact Bible, and if you look at Leviticus 18, verse 22, no man is to have sexual relations with another man. God hates that. God hates that. I remember when I looked at it, oh, you can still see them. I would be crying. I'd hide this Bible under my pillow, and my mom would wonder where it was. But I basically read this verse over and over again and tell myself, I can't be gay. God hates this. I'm straight. I can't possibly be gay. I'm a good Catholic boy, and I have to be straight. I'm gonna have a family when I grow up. I just can't be gay. And so I'd spend my night crying over this and just in full denial that I was gay. And so now you have identity tolerance, which is basically the wounds I got from those dragons that always fed me that hatred. And so identity tolerance, how can I say this? Identity tolerance is where you kind of acknowledge the fact that, like, being gay is okay, but I don't fully identify with it. I can't really fully connect with it. So it was after all the crying and stuff, it was just like, oh, maybe being gay isn't that bad, but I still can't be gay, but I'm fine with other people being gay. It's their own choice. And it's like, yeah. And so with those wounds, I got really paranoid, I could say. I would make sure that I became really secluded. I became a big recluse in on myself, and I wouldn't really talk to people, I wouldn't interact with people. I'd be scared that they'd make fun of me. Even like the nicest people that I know today, that are really good friends, I was afraid that they'd make fun of me. So I'd even walk down the hall and be afraid that, like, do I look gay? Am I walking gay? Do I sound gay? It was really stupid, if you think about it, because I had all this paranoia about it, but I couldn't really help it, because it was just kind of deeply embedded into my brain. And what helped me come over those wounds was what led to identity acceptance, which means like, oh, I accept the fact that I'm gay, but why? But then you kind of ask the question, why am I gay? Why did I choose this? Why would I choose this? Why would I want my mom hating me? And my mom still doesn't know, but I trust you guys more than my mom, which kind of says a lot. But I really love my mom, but it just would break her heart for me to tell her that I was gay. So I'm telling you guys before telling her. And with identity acceptance, it's kind of helping you with the healing process of those wounds. And so kind of the way I got over that was what any other person of this time and age would do. You go search on the internet. And so I like typed in stuff like, why did I choose to be gay? Is being gay bad? Etc., etc. Is it okay to tell my friends I'm gay? And so then I would come up